It may be a Monday, but we've got good news. Carson Wentz back on the practice field 3 weeks after surgery. The FDA giving full approval to the Pfizer vaccine. And Angela Buckman back in studio tonight on a Monday. It is great to be with you, my friend.
Nice.
How you doing?
I'm great.
How was your week?
Great week off. Got Grace and Luke. Well, Luke was already at Purdue, but
Right.
got Grace on her way to college, and yeah, so all is good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we missed you.
Oh, well, I missed being here, and it felt like, we were talking about that. Vacations sometimes feel really fast, but it felt like a really nice long week. We got to spend a lot of time with Grace, and it was great.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And thanks for the humidity that you left us.
It's hot.
What the heck?
It's hot. Low 90s we've been the last 3 days. We're going to add a couple more at least. We've got 90s, in fact, in the forecast all the way through the end of the work week. So we're not done with summer.
No, we're not.
Roscoe here in the studio was just talking about pumpkin spice and the fall feel. There's none of that in the 7-day forecast.
We get a little time before we get that pumpkin
For
spice.
sure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's talk about the number of things that are happening in the news today. Of course, we're going to want to hear where you are watching Facebook Live tonight. This is the first time you've been back on Facebook. We
Yes,
figured out that whole glitch.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, Tony Gaver, Scott Hums,
They all
Mike
fixed
Orr,
it?
they all fixed it.
That's awesome.
We got brilliant people working on the
Thank goodness
digital
for them.
team. That's right. So they've been able to do it. So go ahead and let us know where you're watching. Let's go ahead and just mention Liz is with us tonight. Tommy Ice.
Tommy Ice.
How about that name? Tommy
Sounds like
Ice
a
joining us tonight.
famous movie star.
I know. And, with this kind of weather, we'll
Tommy
take
Ice.
ice anytime we can get it. So I mentioned Liz is joining us, Sharon with us tonight, Teresa and Nicole. Everybody's watching here on Facebook, so we're glad to have you with us tonight. Let's go ahead and we'll get back with Angela coming up, and we'll talk more heat, humidity, chance for rain and storms coming up in a moment. But let's turn our attention to our big story tonight and get with friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, who is working on this COVID story, the FDA giving full approval to the COVID vaccine today that Pfizer has. So, Lauren, let me ask you a question I think we're getting a lot of. What is full approval for the Pfizer vaccine? What does this mean?
Right. I know. I was curious, too, because before the pandemic and COVID, I never really, followed the process that vaccines have to go through. So I was curious, and we did a little research, and according to the FDA, they kind of walk you through the process, and they had a video about it. And in order to get full approval, to get that green light, a vaccine must have enough research to show it is safe and effective for most people. And that's exactly what the Pfizer vaccine did. They went through, and the way they explained it, they went through hundreds of thousands of pages of research with 40,000 participants in the trial. So they had a lot to go through. And the other big difference too, compared to emergency use authorization, you need at least 6 months of research compared to emergency use authorization, which is just 2 months. So that's the other big difference. And so later we're going to dive into a little bit more of the questions we've been receiving. Was the process rushed? Will this full approval lead to more mandates? And then also, what about the 2 other vaccines, Moderna and Johnson & Johnson? So at 11, we'll dive much further into those questions for you guys.
Okay, before we say goodnight to you, we do have to see the most popular dog on Facebook Live, and that is Milo. Is Milo within an earshot of you?
Yes, he's actually sleeping out on my feet here. It's keeping my feet warm. You want to come here? Come here.
Oh, there's Milo.
Come here, Milo. Come on, there he is.
And of course, Murphy wandering in the screen. We got to give Murphy some love, right?
Oh, wait, hold on. There I am. 1 second. My camera. There we go. It's a little glitchy. I'm using it too much from working from home,
Yeah. So there's Milo on the right, and there's Murphy getting his FaceTime tonight.
we got him a new treat. They were only 3 calories because I don't know if you remember, Milo's on a diet. Come on.
Yeah. He's put on like 2 pounds, right?
Cheese?
Right.
Well, was it too much cheese or too much peanut butter? I forget.
I think it's the cheese. I think that's what did it. These are bacon and peanut butter flavors.
Oh,
so
poor Murphy. Did you see Murphy just leave? He wasn't getting enough attention or love. Milo gets all the attention. Come here, Murphy. Come here, Murphy. We love you too.
I
Now
think
he's
he's
mad.
upset. He's like, they don't know.
Hey, there's
All right,
Murphy. We love you,
man.
Murphy. All right, Lauren, good to talk to you, my friend, and we'll see you on 13 News with our big story coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. So there's Murphy, Milo, and Lauren. It's the,
It's cuteness overload is what that is.
cuteness
Although I
overload.
feel bad on a diet. He just turned 1.
I know. Well, she was feeding a lot of cheese, I guess. It's just
Blame Facebook and social
she
media.
just loves the dog. So, anyway. Did you miss Chewy while you were gone on vacation, or does
Well, we
Chewy
were
go
here.
with you?
We
Oh,
were
you
here.
were here.
Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't do anything. We went to a couple concerts, we went out to dinner,
Yeah.
and we just hung out. So
What
Chewy-
concerts did you see?
We saw Counting Crows
Yeah.
down at White River, so the new TCU amphitheater, and then we saw Hall & Oates.
How was Hall &
That was
Oates?
so good.
Did they play the whole catalog of hits?
All their hits. I think
Yeah.
there were only 2 songs that I didn't really know or
Right.
love. It was awesome.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And we
At
took Grace
Ruoff?
at Ruoff. And
Yeah, how
she,
fun.
she's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that my last night here. And I'm like, otherwise we're going to be sitting here looking at each other.
Right.
And worried about tomorrow. We might as well go and do something fun.
Right. And we talked to Anne Marie at the end of the newscast. Who did Anne Marie go to see in concert?
Oh, Pitbull.
Pitbull.
Yeah,
I've
Anne
known
Marie.
Anne like 25 years. I had no idea she liked Pitbull.
She saw Pitbull in Detroit last weekend.
I mean, I'm just learning new stuff about you guys all the time.
Something new.
There you go. All right, let's go ahead and talk Colts for a minute before we say goodnight to you. Big story today. The Colts quarterback, Carson Wentz, who had that foot surgery 3 weeks ago, back on the football field today. Dave and Taylor, fill us in on how it went.
Hi, everybody. Guess what? Some great news coming from Colts training camp. Carson Wentz, number 2, back on the field practicing. Taylor Tannenbaum joins me. I was shocked how good he looks already.
Yeah, 3 weeks to the date when he had that foot surgery to take out a bone fragment, and he looked like he hadn't really missed a beat at all. We saw him participate in individual and 7-on-7 drills. Didn't do teamwork today, but like you said, he looked really good when he was out there.
He was rolling out, making nice passes, throwing the ball all across the field. I didn't see his mobility looked fine with that left foot. We had a chance to hear from Carson Wentz after his first day practice back.
It was a lot of fun, honestly. I don't like watching practice. I'd much rather be doing it, and it was fun. It was fun to get out there today, and honestly, to not think about it a lot and just go play ball. I came out of it very confident. There's always stuff to learn, and X's and O's and scheme things. Miss some throws, all of that's going to happen. But as far as from a physical standpoint, I think it was a good day.
I thought his movement, when I first saw him popping around out there, I thought, ooh, that looks pretty good. And I'd seen a little of it indoors, but just seeing out here on the grass and kind of at the speed he was moving, I thought he looked good.
So like I mentioned, it's been 3 weeks since he had that foot surgery. They had predicted when he first had it 5 to 12 weeks before he could be at this point. Head coach Frank Reich even said he was a little bit surprised. Feels like they're about a week ahead of schedule, so that's good news.
Yeah, this is all good news right now. Now we wait and see how he responds to the first day of practice. Hopefully he's back tomorrow and feeling just fine. And the players, well, they're anxious and happy to see number 2 back on the field.
Nah, he looked good today. You see him? He was connecting on all cylinders today, but it was great to see him out there today, back throwing.
He was excited. I know that. He talked about it a lot, and you could see he had that little bit of the look in his eye, and the adrenaline rush was going. So that was fun.
So some more good news on the offensive line. Ryan Kelly at center is back. Quentin Nelson back on the end where they need him. So this is all good news 3 weeks before the regular season.
Yeah, Frank Reich said he looked at the practice field today and like, okay, everyone's back. We look pretty healthy now, so all coming at a good time. And now it's just a wait and see game how everybody responds with their injuries.
Sounds great. With Taylor, I'm Dave Calabro. More on our website, WTHR.com.
Yeah, good news to see these guys back out. And as both Taylor and Dave pointed out, the real key here is to see how are they doing tomorrow. Sure. Can they keep it up? Can they continue practicing without any soreness or any of that? So we'll just continue to monitor that.
That would be great. And you know what? Most of the teams are not playing their starters during these preseason games anyway. So it's not like he's missing real game time because most of the starters aren't playing.
Yeah, and I know for Carson Wentz, given that he's brand new to the Colts, he'd like to get into the system and get as many reps in, and felt and looked good today. We'll see how it continues here as they get ready for the Lions. And then, of course, I think it's the Rams is their first game coming up. Or no, Seahawks coming up. First game in 3 weeks. So another warm, humid day tomorrow?
Yes, bus stop forecast students won't need a coat. In fact, you won't need to look for that heavy coat for quite a while. We'll be in the low to mid 70s out the door tomorrow morning. From there, we'll be in the upper 80s nearing 90 at noon. Slightly better chance for a few pop-up storms tomorrow afternoon, so we'll be on the lookout for that. It's just kind of one of those weeks. Take precautions from the high heat. Check on your family and friends that might not have air conditioning. Maybe take them to lunch or walk the mall or do something where there is AC, and your pets will need some extra attention as well, some extra shade and water, if not being inside with you and the air conditioning.
Yeah, you bet. Liz, Zach, Melissa, Monica, Melissa joining us tonight, Josh, Teresa. Want to thank everybody for jumping in tonight here on Facebook Live. Great to have Angela back.
It's good to be back.
I know.
You know, vacation is always fun, but then it's really nice to come back.
There you go. All right. Angela and I will be with you tonight on 13 News at 11. She'll have the 7-day forecast. We'll have more of the big story. The FDA approving, giving full approval to the vaccine from Pfizer, all coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. We'll see you then. Good night.